Great. Thank you very much. And thank you for having us, as always. And welcome to everybody. We're glad to be here talking about how to accelerate digital transformation with low-code. We have my esteemed colleague, Alex Petronenko, who is our product evangelist here at Creatio, joining to help answer questions. It's always a pleasure. Alex?
Yeah, my pleasure, Eric. Thank you for hosting this event and driving the presentation on low-code.
Excellent, excellent. And I'm Eric Hale. I'm head of sales enablement at Creatio. And we put together, a very nice demonstration for you today. We're going to give a little company introduction to credentialize ourselves and let you know how we view the low-code process automation space. We're going to have a discussion on low-code and how it's becoming the new way to develop, what you can accomplish with low-code. We'll share a couple of our customer success stories and how they're utilizing low-code to streamline their automation processes throughout their organization. And then Alex will give a quick view of some low-code tools. So if you're not familiar with them, this will give you a visual representation of it. And as always, we're going to open it up to Q&A at the end, but also feel free to submit your questions via chat. So we'll go ahead and get started. So just a little bit about Creatio. We have a global presence with 5 offices spread out to support our geographic companies. And we also have a very robust partner network that helps us reach into 110 countries. So we see all kinds of different customers from different industries that are leveraging low-code to help automate their business processes and give them the freedom to create applications without relying on heavy IT resources. The company itself, as well as the platform, we're highly recognized by leading industry analysts like Gartner and Forrester, including being named to 5 Gartner Magic Quadrants, as well as 7 Forrester Waves. So we've been doing this a while and have been pretty successful. So let's go ahead and start our discussion on why low-code is fast becoming the new normal as a way to develop. And as we see from this graphic, the low-code market is growing exponentially. Just last year, the market was valued at $13 billion. And according to analysts, the market growth is going to be north of $65 billion by 2027. And according to Gartner, more than 65% of new app development will be done leveraging low-code technology by 2024. And that's just, almost 2 short years from now, guys. So, it's something that's happening. It's growing very rapidly. And, why is it growing so fast? It's because low-code really can help the app development process. It's going to help to accelerate it. And whether you're a professional leveraging low-code tools that will help automate the development process, or even a citizen developer, so those folks that work outside of IT are building solutions with low-code tools, app development time can be reduced by up to 90%. Leveraging low-code platforms. So you're recognizing a faster time to value, a faster time to market, and those applications and processes that you're building are hitting very quickly to the market. So along with that, we're also looking at, beyond just the operational efficiency gains, you're also because we're streamlining those processes of app development, and also by bringing in citizen developers, it also eliminates the need to hire more skilled talent for this process. Even if it's even available, we all know that there's a shortage in developer resources, and it's very hard to keep up with those business demands. So this can be a huge cost savings. The average data scientist here in the U.S., where I'm located, earns over $100,000 a year. And if we look at this graphic on the left from Forrester, the average company that leverages low-code tools to automate their processes are saving, on average, north of $4 million over a 3-year period from deriving business value out of those applications that they're developing, and also saving them the need to hire up to 2 IT developers to make those applications. So recognizing a greater business value from the applications that are being developed. And also, we know that automation is the key thing for organizations today. We know that automation can lead to cost savings through operational efficiencies. We look at the graphic here on the left. You can increase your operational efficiency and decrease costs by automating specific processes. And the challenge that we're going to see with this is that organizations are going to have multiple automation projects that are going to be in the works. We see here that by 2024, most large enterprises are going to have over 70 concurrent automation projects in flight, which they're going to have to one, govern, two, produce those very quickly so that way the business can derive value out of it. So that's going to be a challenge, for most organizations. If you think about that, 70 projects in the works, at any given time, that's really where low code can come in and help organizations, eliminate that backlog and, get to market quicker. So as we can see, business demands are going to continuously grow, right? They have, the business has a desire to increase brand awareness, increase revenue, create better experiences, both for their customers as well as the employees internally. And, they have to stay ahead of their competition. So the business demands keep growing. Demands for automation, demands for digitizing processes, keeps growing, while IT's capacity to keep up with that is a challenge, right? Most times IT departments are understaffed, they're underfunded, project backlogs keep growing, and their ability to keep up with that is really becoming a challenge. So again, this is where we see, low code process automation being able to come in and help them, deliver on that business value. So I guess that leads to the question, what can you do with low code, right? Well, I hate to say that the answer is anything, but we do have the ability to reach across an organization. So whether you're talking about customer engagement apps, so those customer-facing applications to create a better experience for those individuals, automated workflows. So, we know that there's, siloed systems and siloed data in most organizations. And, we need to have the ability to connect those workflows across the organization. The ability to build, intuitive user interfaces, data models, and be able to build business logic without needing, a data scientist to do that. Building machine learning and AI algorithms that will help build predictive and prescriptive models that will help drive your business, to the next best action, next best offer, with any of your business processes. And, obviously we talked about increasing that operational efficiency. So, how do we automate development processes? Well, we can do that utilizing low-code process automation. So if you're not familiar with low-code platforms, there are key features that are going to, be critical to the success of, a low-code platform. There's going to be tools that will allow you to design and model, business applications and business processes. Low-code tools, low-code platforms also provide a lot of out-of-the-box functionality that you can leverage, right? So visual design tools, templates that can be repurposed, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time that you're creating a new process or a new application. You have the ability to design, security across your organization as well. So whether that's, GDPR laws. If you're in the financial industry, that's anti-money laundering, know your customer. You'll be able to build security into your applications on a single technology, so you're not managing that across multiple technologies. So it's very, very secure and stable on a single technology. Again, tools to build applications and then manage those applications through their entire life cycle. We'll have tools built into the platform that will enable that. So that way, as that application iterates and grows or changes, we're able to manage that across its entire life cycle. So these are some of the the features that enable that automation. And again, it can be done either at the professional developer level or at a citizen developer level. This graphic is, it's a little busy, but I think that it, it really explains, how, you can combine your workflows in a low-code platform, single interface across your entire organization. So you can design your workflows, your business logic, again, your user interfaces. We can build integrations with third-party applications. So if we're bringing in data from other areas, and again, AI and machine learning algorithms, we know that that is, the holy grail for, process automation. How do we start to predict and prescribe, leveraging the data that we have? So being able to design all of that and automate numerous processes and tasks that you see here in red down the center, is what low-code application development platforms are about, automating those tasks. And again, it goes across your entire organization. It's not just for IT. You have your customer-facing applications like marketing, sales, service, your back office applications like administration, human capital. You're able to leverage this tool across the entire organization. And when we get to the customer section, I'll give you a great example of one of our customers that is leveraging low code across their entire organization. So, what does that lead to for, our customers? What does it mean? What is the business impact that organizations will be able to gain with low-code platforms? So, when we talk about becoming, more efficient, giving people time back in their day and streamlining processes, what are you going to do with that time? That's going to lead to higher productivity within your organization. If that's, you're streamlining your quoting process or your manufacturing process, we can speed that up. Can I get one more quote in a day? Can I, increase my revenue by streamlining my process and lowering my costs? Because we're able to build and iterate on the platform so easily, it's very agile and configurable. That's going to enhance the experience. Again, not just for your customers, which we all know is important. Customers will leave your brand after a bad experience. So we want to create the best experience we can for customers. But on the flip side of that, we also want to create great experiences for your employees as well, right? So being able to design and configure the interface based on how your users work is going to be ultimately important. So when employees are empowered with tools that are intuitive and can help them accomplish their tasks during the day without doing repetitive tasks, we can automate all of that. It enables them to operate more efficiently and provide that better customer experience. And also we look at faster digital transformation. Right? We know that competitors are coming from everywhere now. We've seen large shifts in business models to online. We have new competitors popping up in every industry that's out there. So how do you stay ahead of your competitors? Right? Well, being able to transform your business, digitize your business, being able to create new applications that are going to stay ahead of your competition enables you, to operate more efficiently as an organization. And we know that, if you don't have nimble technology to do that, it's going to put you behind your competition, and that leads to customer loss of revenue. In low code can help avoid that by being able to stay at the pace of business. So we'll talk a little bit now about some customer success stories. They are, two customers that are leveraging low-code process automation to, connect their entire organizations, and a good example of how low-code can help benefit organizations. So the first customer that I want to speak about is End Credit Union. End Credit Union is one of the top 25 credit unions here in the U.S. They're located in the beautiful state of Colorado, and they have over 400,000 members in the geographical area that they serve, and they do call them members, not customers, because they actually have a stake in the credit union. So keeping their members satisfied and keeping their community satisfied is very, very important to Ent. They've been in business a long time. They have over $8 billion in assets under management. And they really needed a solution that was going to help understand their member community, understand their needs, and be able to deliver more value to those members. So when we started working together with End Credit Union, they had a specific use case in mind where they had what was called indirect members that would get a loan through an automobile dealership, but that loan would be coming through the credit union. So that particular member, they might know that they have their auto loan through there, but they may not be leveraging the other benefits of the credit union's products. So they wanted a way to understand that member, build a profile, and be able to target them with specific offers for products that would benefit them. So, do you need a home loan? Do you need credit cards, deposit accounts, investment accounts? They want to be able to leverage their knowledge of this particular member and target them with specific offers. So it really started by building that profile and having an outreach program. They were losing. They felt that they were losing a lot of that that customer share without tools. So they had a very aggressive plan. They wanted to get a system up and running within 3 months, so they could start capturing that data as it came in for those indirect members, and then begin to target them and onboard them into the credit union. So with the help of a very talented IT staff, they were able to get their profiles built, the system integrated with their core banking systems where they manage all of their customer data, and bring that into the Creatio platform to manage those interactions. So they were able to accomplish their goal of going live within 3 months. Which really impressed End Credit Union, that they were able to do that and become efficient very quickly. So when they realized the power of the low-code platform to design and integrate and deploy very rapidly, they saw the potential, and now took a look at Creatio across the entire credit union. So all of their member-facing applications now come through Creatio. Their processes are connected. So if you think about the complex processes that come through, whether it's business banking, retail banking, someone applies for a loan, what happens to that? That may start online or in a branch location, goes to the back office for loan origination, underwriting, all kinds of different processes that need to be connected. and they start to build these processes within the Creatio platform. So now Creatio is their entire member engagement platform across their entire organization. What started as a single use case is now spread out. They have over 1,000 users at the present time, and they're really leveraging the tool. It's very interesting to see that what they've been able to create with low code is just amazing. And again, without hiring additional developers, without needing additional staff to keep up with projects, they're able to do this with their existing team that is very talented and are using the platform to its full capabilities. So, great story with Ent, and look forward to seeing what else they're able to develop using low-code tools. The second customer that we'd like to highlight, this is a very interesting case. So, Israeli Roads is an agency that's backed by the Israeli government. They've been tasked with, building or upgrading the country's infrastructure, building a better, transportation network throughout the country, and also connecting all of the different municipalities and state and local run agencies throughout the country to ensure that projects are managed, efficiently. So, when they're coordinating these infrastructure projects, they need to have full transparency, right? If you can imagine what goes into that, planning, budgeting, you name it. There's multiple, things that need to be considered as they're working through these projects. So the aim really for Israeli Roads was, to create that operational transparency throughout the organization. So how can they work together? How can they collaborate? How can they ensure that nothing is falling through the cracks? Hey, that's a pun, cracks in the road, nothing's falling through the cracks. Ensuring that that process is streamlined, and, we have that full collaboration of all of those agencies. So, they leverage Creatio, again, because they understand that there is, multiple processes based on, those users' requirements. So they needed, a way to efficiently create those processes, implement those processes, and also change those processes as they evolve during these projects. So they chose Creatio because we have the low-code platform. So again, recognizing that low-code gives them the capability, again, whether through professional development or citizen development, they're able to build and modify these processes as they evolve. So today, Israeli Roads has over 2,000 government workers leveraging the Creatio platform as a digital hub. So when we look at it as a digital hub, it's a way to connect, over 9,000, case inquiries throughout that process. So it's leveraging a large amount of data, connecting a large amount of people in a single unified automated process that's going to help manage those those projects as they move forward. So again, just a great example of how low code can take very complex or very simple processes, automate them, and create that efficiency and lead to those gains that we discussed, right? So faster time to market, lowering costs, collaborative development. This all leads to good things for customers, and something that as the pandemic showed us, right? We have to shift business models pretty quickly in our environments today. And if you don't have technology that's nimble enough to manage that, you could fall behind. So a couple of great examples of organizations that are leveraging low-code technology. And just a little bit about, again, if we think about what low code can do, right? We want to automate any business idea in minutes. So this is something that our company looks at, right? We want to create that world where you have an idea, from ideation to launching that idea, could be done in minutes, not days, weeks, months, years. Low code can enable that immediately. So, if you look at, the Creatio platform, we have, 3 key components at the foundation is what we're talking about today is the low code platform with all those tools to, design and build applications and processes. Not only professional developers, but also citizen developers can do that, utilizing low code tools. BPM engine to connect those applications and processes across the organization, and we've also built on a single platform a unified CRM that will enable people to interact and collaborate and manage those customers, whether those be internal customers or external customers. This is just a quick snapshot of what low code platform would look like. At the foundation, you have all of those tools that are available, visual designers. Alex will show this in just a second, show you how easy it is to create processes and applications. And on our platform is where we've built composable applications for sales, marketing, service. We also have a marketplace where our partners and our developers contribute to the marketplace with pre-built templates, connectors, applications that can also speed up the delivery of applications. So again, if you look at a low-code platform, it really is this combination of the building blocks, right? The low-code tools to develop these business applications, again, that you see here on the right side. These are ready-to-use components. It's always good to have a marketplace of connectors and add-ons that are developed also utilizing the same low-code tools, and having composable pre-built applications such as CRM on the customer-facing. So these are what Creatio builds. What our customers build. The name Creatio is a take on creation, and we allow our customers, our partners, to develop their own creation utilizing low-code tools. Creatio, just to give you an example, we are not the only one recognizing the power of low code and process automation. You can see that we've been highly ranked by again those industry analysts I talked about at the beginning of our session, including being named to 2 Gartner Magic Quadrant leader categories, as well as 3 categories pertaining to process automation and low code application development. We also are similarly recognized by Forrester, being named to 7 Forrester Waves as a strong performer. And beyond the analyst recognition, what I always like to pay attention to is user reviews, right? So that's what's key about the low-code platforms. How are users finding the platform, and what are they able to accomplish with it? So because of the low-code nature of the Creatio platform, we receive higher user reviews from places like Gartner, Peer Insight, Capterra, G2, and these are always the positive feedback that we want to see. We want to see how users are leveraging those low-code tools, how it's benefiting their organization, and it's always very good to have those reviews and get high marks on that. So that brings us, to our session with Alex, and Alex will show you, again, how easily low code can be leveraged to, to build applications, user interfaces, process flows. Alex, I'll turn it over to you so you can wow them with the visual tools.
Thanks, Eric. Thank you very much. And yeah, guys, sorry for a little spoiler alert there from Eric on what we're going to be looking at today. But in the very beginning, right, in the very essential, what Creatio values a lot and really pays a lot of attention to is really the user adoption. Because a happy user is an efficient user, it's a user who actually uses the system, right? And this is why the design of the end user interface and user experience has always been in the center of our attention. And this is an example of how a user interface is actually built within Creatio using our low-code environment, right, around account management or any other type of process that we're following. And the clean and crispness of this interface allows us to deliver on-point, immediate, most valuable information to the users, depending on the role, depending on their area of responsibility, wherever they're looking and working within the application. But what is, of course, quite important is what are the tools that we're using to build this beautiful interface. So if we're looking at this kind of a end user view, right, in different working areas of the system, we can actually compare how it is being translated from a blueprint perspective for the admin, for the citizen and business development view, right, where we can see visually all of the elements that are going to be used, their relevant data types. And this tool is fully drag and drop enabled, right? So we can easily reposition all of these items as we're going through the design, right? We can actually take and reuse any data from the existing data model, right? Or even configure it on the fly without leaving the configuration space. Because we understand that all of the implementation projects are still going to be rather complex, right? They're going to be lengthy from the perspective of moving the development and the design across different environments and improving them, right? Running Q&A processes. So what we want to do is we want to start accelerating the implementation and the delivery, at least from the configuration perspective, right? To bring up the interfaces, bring up the data models as soon and as fast as possible, just so that we can then later on have a total shorter time to value, total shorter time to market, right? And of course, part of the process of creating an automation of any types of workflows and processes within the organization is that specific automation component. And Creatio excels in delivering simple to configure, yet very powerful processes and workflow management tools, where we're focusing on the design of two primary frameworks. First one would be the dynamic case, or DCM. I'm pretty sure that everybody here on PEX PPM are familiar with this framework, right, where we can automate more agile, unstructured, even chaotic and sometimes processes, right, with visual differentiation of milestones and stages, and then actually building the framework of actions that need to be completed, right, and need to be performed by the end users within certain level of flexibility, and having some level of guidance and as well control over how these steps are being performed, right? And then, of course, we're needed to as well embed a BPM process. And in this case, the crown jewel of Creatio is our process management engine that is extremely simple use, right? It is extremely easy to read through the diagram view, diagram structure, right? And we can achieve incredible levels of automation within the BPM engine, thanks to the amazing combination of user engaging elements, those that are involving us into the execution of the process. And of course, fully automated steps for CRUD operations, for executing formulas, for executing steps within the process. And one of the differentiators here is, well, the ability of executing web service calls and APIs through a dynamic manner as well. Right, so we believe that integration should be made flexible, should be made delivered by the business analysts and citizen developers. So how exactly do we then design these web services, right? And again, from very simple point-and-click style of configuration, following our very visual, very simple to use integration wizards, right? Simply provide a link to your VSDL files, then have the system actually read through all of the parameters available within all of the methods of that VSDL file, right? And within just a couple of clicks, your integration method is now available and is available for reusage within the BPM engine, right? So you're not connected, you're not tied to very specific, very hard-coded use cases and user stories for data transaction and integration. And of course, last but not the least is as well the ability of configuring machine learning models within point-and-click style of configuration of low-code environment, right? And this is where, again, we can enrich and empower the users with machine-generated insights in what are the next best actions, what are the next best offers, predictions, predictive scores, classifications, and regressions that help us to embrace very diverse set of use cases and user stories for AI and machine learning. Eric, this was probably one of the fastest overviews of the system from the local perspective that I ever done. But please, passing the floor back to you for some of the Q&A steps and section of the session.
Wonderful, thank you, Alex. And yeah, it was a very brief presentation, but I think that what we're trying to accomplish is show how easy low code can make the application development and process automation efficient for any organization, whether you're a professional developer, citizen developer. We can engage everybody into that process, and again, when we do that, good things happen. We become more efficient. We become stay ahead of our competition, and it really can help drive organizations to the next level. So with that being said, I would like to open it up for any questions that we have from the audience. Alex and I will do our best to answer them.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Eric and Alex, for that great presentation. I really love the case studies. Definitely highlighted the power of low code and its relevance in the market today. We've had quite a lot of conversations in low code, and we're definitely seeing the uptake on it. So really great case studies there. There was a question in here earlier from Brent at Denso. I know that we've already pushed the answer to the audience, but I definitely wanted to ask the question again. So perhaps, Eric, you can elaborate on this. How important do you feel cataloging low-code solution is so processes can be tracked and reused versus a more open model of solving problems as they're found? Basically, how much bureaucracy or governance is needed to keep a low-code effort efficient?
Yeah, it's a very intuitive question, and I'll ask Alex to jump in on this one as well. But as I look at governance and what we don't want to create with low code, right? We don't want to create the Wild West with just everybody developing applications, process flows. We do need to catalog and have that governance of processes. I think that it's important because, again, at the end of the day, when something goes wrong, if we don't have governance in place, that's going to make delays even further, right? So I think it is important to catalog the processes, be able to leverage them again later, which obviously speeds time to market. But also being able to govern that will save time down the road. Should anything happen, because again, if it's the wild west and everything is just open, when something breaks, it's going to come back inevitably to developers and IT to fix. So we need to make sure that we have that good combination of freedom and governance together, in your process. And I think it's a delicate line to walk. But if done right, it makes you even that more efficient. Alex, I don't know if you had anything you wanted to kind of add to that.
Yes, absolutely. So one of the reasons why it is called bureaucracy, right, is because all of this kind of keeping track of what you did and how you designed an application, what changes you made, was always very decentralized, right, disconnected from the actual applications. So it seemed like a lot of work to be done to, let's say, access Jira or access any other application, access Visio to outline the changes, right, create versions, then letting all of your team members know that you've made a change, right? So the process of keeping track of those was very difficult, right? Very cumbersome. And this is why it has been entering the lives of any IT developer, right? Or any IT professional as a stagnation, right? Because nobody wants to do all of this work just to update someone on a new field being added or a change to a process. But when you are actually consolidating all of those applications, right? When you're keeping all of those tools seamless and kind of integrated to each other, this process becomes a lot more streamlined, right? And it's literally just part of what you're doing together with the update of that process, right? So we see that with changing and revolutionizing these tools for keeping track of these processes and these changes, we can as well support these needs, because tracing, right, and kind of documenting these processes is still going to be important. You might start with a very small, simple application, right, within your organization that's going to be scaling to the whole enterprise, right? This might be actually be growing and evolving something bigger. But of course, you know, multiple owners, where someone new adds something new to the application, in the end, you're going to have an app that's been lost in translation with all the spaghetti code previously, now spaghetti design, right? So it is quite important to keep track of it, but also have better tools to document those changes.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Great. Some of the questions that we normally get when it comes to low code is around the security of the platform, because we're talking about so many different business users, and they're not developers. They don't know a lot about coding. So how secure would you say is the platform?
Eric, you want to kick it off, or you want me to take that one?
I'll let you kick this one. Yeah, you're the technical expert here and security expert.
So of course, it is important to keep your application secure, right? And all of the local vendors, and especially Creatio, keep that non-IT educated professionals, right, in mind when creating these applications and creating these tools. So it is quite important to have your application secure at all times, right? When in use, when at rest, from the access to data perspective, access to operations, and of course, access to the database itself, right? So secure connection, encryption at rest, and so on and so forth. And what is also important and quite crucial, as well as what we've seen happening with our customers and on the market, is also to provide an open configuration approach, where everything that you're doing within the application from the local perspective is automatically exposed to all of the engine within that platform, especially including the security engine, right? So that not only can you have a secure core, secure platform, but any design that you deliver yourself can be as well secured and protected.
Yeah, that's a great answer. I would add to that just a little bit, so, as a business person, we sometimes can be impatient, right? We're impatient. If we can't get what we want when we need it, we're going to go out and try to accomplish something on our own. So I think, when it comes to security, low code adds, as Alex mentioned, a single technology that can be managed. If a business user gets impatient, we get shadow IT, right? We go out and they're getting point solutions to answer their specific business need, and then all of a sudden we have all of this IT that's not being controlled, it's not being monitored, and I think that that's a good way that low code also ensures security of your applications. You're not going out and trying to cover your business needs with technology that might not be approved. So.
Yeah, certainly. Definitely provides a lot of confidence for anyone who is looking for a low-code platform. Okay, so it looks like we're just up on time, so I'm going to look to close this webinar. But before I let you go, any final words to say to the audience?
No, I would just like to thank everybody for joining. And again, hopefully this gave you some insight to new technology. But it's a fast-growing technology that I think a lot of companies should be looking at. Again, our business needs are changing faster and faster, whether that's from competition, outside forces, and you need technology that's going to be nimble enough to keep up with that. So low code, if you haven't, check it out.